Get your 5 free stocks from Moomoo, link down below, or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Each of those stocks could be valued all the way up to $2,500. Again, use that link down below, deposit at least $100, and now let's get into the video. Alrighty guys, check it out. So the markets closed about 30 minutes ago, and they ended up closing nicely in the green. We had the Russell up 0.35%, the NASDAQ up 0.4%, the S&P up 0.3%, and we had the Dow barely break even. It barely closed green. It pretty much broke even. And we had the VIX up 1.1%. Gold ended up going down 0.3% as we had silver up 0.9%. So pretty much, guys, we popped in the morning. The way today played out was we popped in the morning. We were up a lot in the pre-market and right in the beginning of the day. And then we ended up selling off, if you guys remember, from about 416 on SPY down to about 410. And that was right before the markets closed. About 20 minutes before the markets closed, SPY was at 410. So we peaked in the morning pretty much, sold off all across the day, and the same thing ended up happening here on Triple Q. You can see this morning it was right around 312. Then we ended up selling all the way down to about 305.80 at the pretty much end of the day. So intraday, Triple Q sold off 2%, while SPY, let's go back to SPY, this ended up closing down roughly 1.4%, or rather from top to bottom intraday, it went down about 1.3, 1.4%. And what we're noticing here on the 20-day chart, guys, let's pull it up, is number one, and this is both for SPY and Triple Q, we are holding the 180 SMA. You guys can see that here, 410 on SPY, and right around, let's see on Triple Q, right around 305, 306. So that's number one. We're holding the uptrend, but we're also at a big resistance, and we've been struggling the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading days right around 312 to 315 on Triple Q, and for SPY right around 418 to about 419. So we're in this ascending triangle, so we have to pick direction at this point. You know, are we going to get the big breakout, let's say above 418, 420 on SPY? Is Triple Q going to break 315? These are levels that we have to watch out for the rest of this week. And let's say we end up seeing a big dump under the 180 moving average on the 20-day chart on SPY and Triple Q. That could be a spot where bears start to get control and maybe start moving this down. Let's say SPY down towards 400, Triple Q down, let's say, towards 295, 300. So keep that in mind, guys. Those are some thoughts on the markets. Pretty solid day today. I mean, all across the board, we saw a lot of green stocks in tech. We were green all across the board for the most part. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And we're almost at 25,000 subscribers, guys. Let me do a live check right now. We are currently at 24,991. We're 9 away. If you're not subscribed yet, let's try and get this by the end of the day. 25,000. I appreciate you all as always. Seriously, I've been doing YouTube for about 4 years at this point. It's been a long freaking ride, and I don't plan on stopping, guys. And without you watching this video, without you supporting, it's not possible. So seriously, I appreciate all of you for supporting all along the way. You guys are awesome. So with that being said, let's break down some stocks here, which I have 7 stocks to break down in this video. Number one is ENPH. Look at this. ENPH is the ticker. ENPH today went up over 5, almost 5.5%. Very strong day for ENPH. And look at what we're seeing. We're clearly above both moving averages. We have a golden cross, 50 above the 180 SMA. We took out the highs from the beginning of May, and we're well above those highs. The high was 190. Now we're at 206. And the head and shoulders that we called out, we broke out of that, which is great. And now it looks like we're heading towards the head of the head and shoulders. That's a big resistance, right around 215 to 220. And I actually think we might have hit that this morning. Yeah, 215. Look at that. That's the intraday high from today on ENPH. So we hit that point. We got rejected. And sure, we might get and sure, we are a little bit overbought. We might get a little bit of downside, but I think ENPH is in a very good spot right here, because let's say we get buyers through 215 through let's say 220. there's no real resistance till about 245, 250 after that for the stock. And even if it pulls down a little bit, which is fine, RSI is a little hot, okay, it comes down a little bit. If it comes down to 190, 195, it bounces off those moving averages. That could be a nice dip buy within the overall breakout because it's still above the moving averages. We still have a golden cross. A little pullback won't change that. So I'm looking at this as a very nice play, whether we break out and get the momentum play to the upside or we pull back a little bit and we could buy the dip on this, whether it's at 180, 185, 190, whatever it ends up being. I'm liking end phase moving forward, guys. The second one here is Freeport-McMoRan, FCX. Let's pull it up. This one up 3.5% on the day. Look at that. And with today's move, we really solidified the breakout out of the 180 moving average here on the 4-hour. We're well above the 50, but now we're above the 180, and we're about to test the highs. This is very important from the end of April. Look at that, $43 a share. If that point breaks, we have a wide open gap from $42.50, $43 a share, all the way to about 46, guys. That gap is around 6 to 7%, and I think that could happen easily. And at that point, we're likely to face resistance, in my opinion, because overall, what are we seeing right here, guys? This is a head and shoulders, left shoulder head, and the right shoulder would be peaking around 45, 46, considering that's where the left shoulder peaked, and that's where the neckline is in the pattern. So watch out for FCX. Set your alerts. Mine is at $43 a share. The next one is Travelers Companies, TRV. Let's pull it up. TRV went up 1.6% today. And look at this. It's sandwiched between the 50, the 180 on the 4-hour chart here. And it looks like we kind of closed above the 180 now that I'm looking at it. So this is about to break out. If we take out the highs from a couple of days ago, being $180 a share, and I'm going to put my alert right there right now, there is a wide open gap on TRV. Look at this. This is probably going to go towards mid-high 180s at least. I'm talking 187, 188. That's where I can see this going, meaning we have a 3, 4, maybe even 5% gap to the upside if that ends up panning out, which I do believe, again, if 180 breaks, we take that high out, that will end up panning out. This is all my opinion, guys. Please, please, please do your own research. As always, I'm just giving you all what I'm seeing here on these charts. And now that I'm looking at this, we do have a dividend coming in a couple of days, 3 days from now. Ooh, that's going to be interesting because typically when companies pay a dividend, that day the stock falls roughly the amount of the dividend. So in this case, 93 cents. Maybe this does see a bit of a pullback on that day, but ultimately, does that mean it's going to be down forever? No, it usually snaps back. And as long as we break 180 in the next week or 2 weeks, or even in the next couple of days, this is going to be a play that I'm liking a lot, guys. This is TRV. The next stock here is Host Hotels and Resorts, ticker symbol HST. Look at this. This is completely breaking out. Inverse head and shoulders is playing out, and it looks like it might have a little bit more steam in it, right? We have a clear break above the moving averages. We're at a multi-week high right now. We're pretty much at a 1-month high, and we're approaching that 21.50 resistance. That was the high from the end of April. So I'm thinking if we get a break out of there, this momentum could continue towards 22, maybe the mid-22s on HST. And another one that's looking pretty similar is Marriott International. MAR is the ticker. This one up 1.7% on the day. It's trading well above the moving averages on the 4-hour chart. We're also at a multi-week high like HST, and the difference here is this actually has a little bit more upside by the looks of it on this chart than HST does. In fact, it might have a lot more upside. This looks like if it continues in this channel like it has many times, look at this, guys. We've hit the top of the channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times roughly. If this continues that pattern, this could be going anywhere from 190, 195, maybe even higher than that, towards $200. It is definitely possible, guys. So I'm going to set my alert maybe at $180 on MAR. Mark is at or above $180. Let's do that. Boom, there we go. So that's going to be a spot that I am watching heavily moving forward here. AMD is another one. I know we've been talking a lot about AMD lately, guys, but I'm telling you, there could be a big breakout coming. Today we did test $110 again, and look at this. If I pull up the 5-day, 110 tested on Thursday, on Friday, and today. Notice that. And also notice how today we pulled back after testing 100 and we held Friday's low, 105. We held that on Friday and today. That's a very good sign. So if AMD starts to move back towards 110 and we ultimately break out of 110, I'm telling you, there could be a 10% explosion in the stock towards that 125, 130 level. Will it get there for sure? I don't know. I wish I knew, guys. Nobody knows. But by the looks of the price action right now, the charts are looking very strong. We have a golden cross. I mean, this could easily break out any day now. I'm not saying it will, but it's one of those stocks that could break out any day now. All it needs is a catalyst, or let's just say we have a massive green day in the stock market. AMD could rip 5-10% in just a day. It's possible. So I have my alert at 110, looking for a move towards 120, 25, 130. And another one that I'm looking for a big move in, and I've talked a lot about this one recently as well, it is Airbnb, ticker symbol ABNB. This went up almost 2% on the day today. We have an inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour chart. Look at that. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We're above the 50, but not above the 180 moving average. So I have my alert right now, and mind you, the stock's at 122. I have my alert at 130. The 180 SMA resistance is at 135. If we start making a move towards, honestly, even if we break 125, considering that's been the resistance the past week and a half, if we break 125, 130 could be next, followed by 135. It's kind of like $5 chunks here, guys, $5 windows. Or actually, forget 130. If 125 breaks, we might be going to 135 straight off the bat, which is about a 6, 7, 8% move. And if that 135 level breaks, which I'll put my second alert there, let's do that now. Mark is at or above 135. If that breaks, we might be going 150. If things get crazy, maybe even towards 160, which I'm not banking on that right now, but it is towards the top of the channel, right around 155, 160. So my alerts are set, 125, 135 on Airbnb. And honestly, I should have put those two, the last two, in the beginning of this video. These two plus ENPH, I think out of all the stocks we covered in this video, have the most breakout potential, with emphasis on AMD. I have a feeling AMD might go crazy one of these days. We will see. I might be wrong, but that is what I'm thinking right now. So those are 7 stocks. I guess we're that was a pretty fast video, 14 minutes as of now, and I'm going to edit it down so it'll be a little bit less. So maybe we can go over some other stocks, but then again, we already talked about the Chinese stock, so I don't want to make this video too long just for the sake of dragging it out. But you guys saw the Chinese stocks. Those were big movers. Go watch my previous video if you want to hear more about that. It all ties into TD Global. Again, go watch my previous video if you want to learn more about that and kind of see what happened, what I'm doing from my perspective, as I do have 2 positions in Chinese stocks, Baba and Neo. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. We'll wrap it up there. If you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button. And again, let's try and get to 25,000. I think we're about 9 away. Let's see if that changed during the filming of this video. It did not change. So we have 9 subscribers left to 25,000. Let's make it happen. Make sure to join my Patreon as well if you want all my buys, sells, call outs, morning videos every morning exclusively for Patreon members. Everything I'm doing in the markets, that is on Patreon, link down below, or you can go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. Make sure to also get your 5 stocks for Moomoo, each up to $2,500 with a $100 deposit, link down below. And you could also get 6 stocks from Webull. Guess where that is? Yes, that is also linked down below. And I think the Webull 6 stock promo runs out on the 8th of this month. So if you haven't gotten those stocks yet, do it now. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.